Bitches, it's Holland. What's good and welcome back to my channel. So, as you can see by the title, I will be discussing the topic of futurism in the K-pop industry, since it isn't really talked about that much. This video will be split into 4 separate sections. Section 1 will consist of a detailed explanation of what futurism is and how futurism was brought about through white colonialism and imperialism. In Section 2, I will be using the black race as an example, as someone who is mixed with black myself, to compare how black people with traditionally West African features are treated less than compared to those who are born with traditionally East African features, to show how futurism mainly affects women of color rather than men of color, and to explain how more ethnic features are associated with masculinity while Eurocentric features are associated with femininity. Section 3 will explain how the concept of futurism in East Asia, though different from common Eurocentric futurism, is still futurism. Lastly, Section 4 will provide specific examples of certain K-pop idols that have gone through futurism and comparing them with the most popular visuals in K-pop. Now let's get into the video. First, let's define what exactly futurism is. Futurism is defined as society accepting or preferring certain features over others. In this case, society prefers those with traditionally Eurocentric or white features such as having a small thin nose and thin lips. This is because most societies around the world idealize the white standard of beauty due to European countries like Britain, Italy, Portugal, and Spain imperializing other countries in Latin America, South America, Africa, and Asia to expand their territories as well as obtain their resources from the late 19th century to the early 20th century. For example, from the 1870s to the 1900s, Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, Germany, and Italy imperialized the continent of Africa by dividing it into countries regardless of the fact that most tribes in Africa had already established their own distinct tribes beforehand, forcing certain tribes into one nation regardless of whether or not these tribes got along, and forcing the Africans to harvest a certain number of resources per day such as diamonds, tea, copper, cocoa, and more, and if they failed to do so, they would face severe punishments such as the amputation of limbs. One major effect of imperialism was the fact that, similar to the transatlantic slave trade, Africans were forced to withdraw their cultural traditions and adopt European ones, specifically the European standard of beauty that consisted of type 1, type 2, and type 3 hair, a thin nose, and thin lips. Meanwhile, when Europeans imperialized Latin America, South America, and certain parts of Asia, they were ranked based on how close they were to white with the Spanish caste system. This is why many Latinos tend to be anti-black and not claim their black ancestry. Okay, so now that we have the defining and history portion taken care of, let's move on to modern-day examples of futurism, so that you can understand and identify examples of it better.
I'm not with it. I'm not fucking with that shit, like, at all. Like, how people hate black people so much. How black people can sit up here and say that's not my problem, or she does look like a Rottweiler. That's fine, But and you want to talk about how people are so sensitive. They want us to cancel freedom of speech. Why is this your speech? Why are you so comfortable tearing down black women and no other race? Look around. Look around. When are Hispanic women ever compared to dogs? When do they do that? When do they do that to white women? When are white men doing that to white women? When are Hispanic men doing that to Hispanic women? They're not doing it. They're not. Like, and how come as a black woman, me sticking up for it, I'm a Zillia? Like, bruh, there is a whole hashtag on Ari Lennox nostrils. Stop trying to play niggas like they're not supposed to care. And I know if there are people out here coming for black noses, you know good and well they got people in their family members that big nosed child. Why are you doing that? Why is that funny to you? Why are your black royal ass features a joke? It hurts more when it's from your own people. Like, we the same, nigga. This your nose too. I'm sorry that you have to accept that. I'm sorry that's the truth. And it's so hard for you. This your nose too. Black men need to do something, bruh. Do something. If that's not how you feel, say it. The fuck? Why is it only black women saying shit? You know what I mean? Why is it only black women saying Why is it only black women? You know, like, I just want more black men to say something. And not just about complexions. You know, say something about the features. Say something about the features. Something we all share. You know what I'm saying?
So in this video, Ari Lennox, a black woman with traditionally West African features, expresses her frustration after black men online were making fun of her by comparing her white nose to that of Rottweiler, a type of dog. Another example was when two journalists on Twitter, one a black man and another a white woman, made fun of Beyoncé's daughter, Blue Ivy, by comparing her features to her father, Jay-Z, who has traditionally West African features, and for her not taking after Beyoncé's more Eurocentric features. The reason why these examples are futurist is because the people making fun of Ari and Blue Ivy are doing it because they believe that more ethnic and West African features are less beautiful when compared to the outward keen features of white people. This also proves that featurism, like colorism and texturism, mainly affects women of color rather than men of color because it is socially acceptable for a man to have white and flat facial features, have coily type 4 hair, and dark skin because these features are associated with masculinity while light skin, looser textured hair, and keen outward features are associated with femininity. So, when a woman has these ethnic features, she is seen as manly looking and unattractive. This is why a lot of dark-skinned black supermodels that are featured in music videos, campaigns, and fashion shows usually have more East African features like the ones you see on the screen. Okay, so now that we know what featurism is, its historical context, and now know how to identify it, let's connect it back to the K-pop industry and East Asia in general. First, let's identify the traditionally ethnic features that most Asians have. Most Asians tend to have monolids in which there is no crease and both eyelid folds are layered on top of one another, a strong jaw, thick round cheekbones, and flat nose bridges with thicker and more bulbous tips compared to most Eurocentric noses. However, many Asians tend to go against this and change their ethnic features with rhinoplasties, double eyelid surgeries, and blepharoplasties. Yes, I know that this is not a result of the Western standard of beauty of imperialization, and a result of the East Asian standard of beauty. I found this one quote from an article that expresses this perfectly. The type of nose bridge that Koreans tend to ask for in a rhinoplasty is markedly different from the ideal Caucasian nose bridge. And the crease above the eyelid has always been sought after in Asian cultures both because it is rare and because it creates visually larger eyes. In the East, we have our own beauty standards. The majority of Chinese don't have very big eyes. That's why people all want the double eyelid surgery. So yes, unlike featurism in the Black and Latino communities, East Asians aren't trying to go after the Eurocentric standard of beauty. They are going after the features that very few other East Asians have naturally simply because these features are unique and a rarity among East Asian. Nonetheless, like I said in the beginning of this video, featurism is defined as society accepting or preferring certain features over others. So, even though they aren't going after the Eurocentric standard of beauty, the preference of double eyelids, flatter cheekbones, a V-shaped jaw, and a higher nose bridge over mono eyelids, round cheekbones, a strong jaw, and a flat nose bridge is still technically featuristic by definition. So, now that we've established the featurism within East Asia, let's move on to idols that have been ridiculed for their facial features by Koreans. Some common idols that have been thoroughly criticized for their appearance are RM from BTS, Hwasa from Mamamoo, Chae Ryong from ITZY, Chaeyeon from IZOM, and Lisa from Blackpink. I don't know about you guys, but when I look at these idols I see people who have common East Asian features such as RM and Hwasa's monolids, Chae Ryong and Chaeyeon's bulbous nose tips, and Lisa's full and large features. Meanwhile, when you look at a lot of popular visuals in K-pop such as Irene from Red Velvet, Jisoo from Blackpink, Eunwoo from Astro, Yiren from Everglow, Taeyong from NCT, or Min Jae-woo from 17, they all have similar features that are preferred in an East Asian society such as having double eyelids or a nose with a high and thin nose bridge and small nose tip. So in conclusion, based on the fact that East Asians tend to have a featuristic preference for certain facial features, as well as the fact that the K-pop industry tends to praise idols that just so happen to fall in line with these preferences and make it easier for idols with these idealed features, one could infer that the K-pop industry is either featuristic or has featuristic undertones. Okay everyone, this is the end of the video. If you would like to book a personal astrology reading from me, click the link in the description below to book one. If you would like to ask me a private question about something I had to say in one of my videos, you can DM me on my Instagram account. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And remember to stay snatched.